Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, October 21, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call tomorrow night after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about the technologies out there that are swimming around, about the med beds and these rediscovered technologies from back in the 80s and so on and so forth, and what's getting ready to come about here in this country and what the new structure for the planet's going to be. We're all living in a mystery, 24/7. It's an unknown factor for the planetary population. You want to make sure you're in a comfortable position, relaxed into your body, still as a statue, no outside distractions, focused on your breath rising and falling. Why is it a mystery? Because more and more of us are finding out through our own kind of research that we are discovering that just about everything we have been told or trained, educated, whatever, through lifetimes, actually. In this lifetime, people are discovering a lot more. Why is that? The vibrational frequencies are much, much, much higher. And they're continuation of increasing on the vibrational frequencies, higher than that has ever set foot on this planet. We find that most things are untrue. And we just discover them because we kind of figure it out that this isn't true, this is false. And then and through other information, and it's all surfacing. And for those that are somewhat aware, are picking up on it and are saying, this is incorrect, this is incorrect, this doesn't blend, this doesn't fit. More and more things are untruths. And we have been taught as a civilization untruths. So we don't, and since we don't have any kind of real comparison until we make our own review, so to speak, and we start comparing. This is a truth, but what I've been living is an untruth. Now, which would you prefer or desire or want to live your life with? A truth or an untruth? Obviously, a truth. And the truth is being exposed everywhere on the planet. And there's so much of it pouring through. Some of the veils of deception have been eliminated due to the higher frequencies. And so as the veils as they drop away, it's like you've got all this stuff, but it's hidden, right? And it's pitch dark black in there. So if you looked in there, you couldn't see any. You just look and say, oh, there's nothing in there. And then all of a sudden, a huge floodlight shows up, and all this stuff is there. So you start going through it, and you start discovering that this is an untruth, 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 untruth. I have been living my life as a lie. Now, none of us care to do that. But when we discover it, we start to realize that, okay, the deep gratitude that we feel in our heart-mind is that we discovered it, right? We're not in this cycle this hamster wheel cycle of lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. With no comparison, we can't. How are we going to make comparisons? Because we don't remember. So while in physical form, many of us are discovering on our own that, hey, this isn't untruth. This is a deception. This is a lie. And I've been living this. But it's not like you're angry with yourself or disappointed or anything like that, because you're in heart-mind. And you say, I'm just deeply grateful that I've discovered this. This is why there is such disarray on planet Earth with the civilization. Okay? It's why everything is miscombobulated, misdirected, misguided. Information across the board is corrupted. What do you do with a hard drive that gets corrupted? You take it to a shop and they say, well, the only thing we can do is put in a new hard drive. This one's unrecoverable because it's become so corrupted. The data on it, it's even affected the scripts on it. So you just burn it, throw it out, demagnetize it, and put a new one in. And so the new one's fresh and clean. But you've learned that you don't care to have it get corrupted, so you put in different technologies that prevent it from being corrupted. And then you're good to go. It's fresh, it's clean, it's protected, and you start putting data on it. Well, it's like that with us. We figure it out eventually. And then we discover that it's up to us to be the architects of our life and what we want in that life. Okay? Your life is not done for you, unbeknownst to major beliefs, that, well, it's all set up for you. It's all laid out. No, it's not. We design our lives based on the data that we have. That's how we do it. Okay? If you look at something and say it's an assembly of something, some kind of a device or, whatever, and you have no instructions or nothing, and there's nowhere to go to watch someone put it together, you're going to look at that, and it's got hundreds of bolts and nuts and all kinds of stuff. And you look at it, you go, this is just a mess. How am I going to put this together? And most people just kind of dump it aside or return it because it's so ridiculously complicated. Now, if you got something that you could just figure out that's just snapped together, no screws, no nothing, it's just snapped together, it's fine and it's workable and I can use it and that's great. See, on purpose, there has been manipulation of everyone's lives on this planet. And it's a structure, right? And the structure lends itself to be a vehicle or a tool to keep us from knowing. It's all across the board. It's obvious, isn't it? It isn't something that is, maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's just a regular flow of things. No, it's not. It's not our natural state of being. So you sit there and you say, okay, so we have all of these untruths, and we're starting to discover the truth. Right? One untruth is that you're weak, you're pitiful, you're small, you aren't powerful at all. Okay? And you must be subservient. That I think we all agree with that. In different ways, shapes, and forms. In actuality, you're an omnipotently supreme, powerful, super-manifesting, abundant being that never dies. And you use that body as a conduit to manifest things into your life so that you enjoy your life. And the most part is experience. All of that. It's quite interesting that we do the opposite, and we believe, most of us believe the untruth, see? We believe it. Well, you're small, you're not powerful, you're not this, you're not this, oh yeah, you're not a manifester, you're not this, nothing, that's all bunk. And actually, that's the truth. And since we have been trained, molded for generations and lifetimes, this is what we embrace. Because it's the only thing that we know that we embrace. And we have no comparison. So we have this redundancy every single lifetime. One way, shape, form, or another, we experience something similar, right? Over and over and over again. We experience it. And but on top of it, to us, it's new because we don't remember experiencing it before. That's wild. And so we're caught in this redundancy of repetitiveness of life. We go into the life, and it's repetitive. A lot of the things that we do in that life, we have done before. And a lot of the times, when we think about this, okay, we don't know that we're doing it again, but we feel it. See? It's like, have you ever been doing something where you say to yourself, this is very familiar. I know I've done this before. Might have been a different place, different background, different everything. But that action, you know that you've done it somewhere before. And your ego mind tries to convince you that now that's not true. This is the first time you've done it. And we have had all kinds of explanations for this and why we feel that way. But when you get right down to the root of it, it's because we've done it before in another lifetime. See? Now that's a pretty good start because then you can reference that as, it was another lifetime. So I did this somehow in one of my past lives, which is pretty cool. How do I know how to do this? Because I've done it before. And then you start to, you answer your own question because you know you've done it before. You don't know all the particulars, but that little bit reminds you that you've done it before. And you know how to do it. It's like second nature. And then someone says to you, how do you know how to do that? And you go, I don't know, I just do. Now, if you're talking with someone that's on the same page, you go, I did this in a past life. All of us have had numerous past lives, okay? And some of us, let's just say we had an experience in a life that was so traumatic that we don't care to ever have another life, a physical, material life. And believe it or not, there are some souls that decide to do that. They don't come back, okay? How many people have you talked with in the spiritual community on this planet over the years that said, well, yeah, I was Cleopatra in a past life, or I was this, or I was that. A lot of the times, the people, the souls that inhabit those lives, they don't usually come back. Okay, they really don't. And people go, wow, I thought all souls. No, not all souls. Not all souls incarnate forever. They don't reincarnate ever and ever and ever and ever. Some of them will just incarnate for a life, and that's it. Okay? So there is a lot of flexibility and a broad range of what souls decide to do. Okay? They're not forced into a contract. They're not none of this stuff that's been invented throughout the years and ages. We're souls. Within the soul is a God. It's pure consciousness. It's photon light energy. It's put into a ball, and it has a supreme consciousness. And it interacts with everything. And it's part of it's the core energy of all creation. That's what we are. We are the core energy of what we truly are, the core energy and frequency of creation. That's it. Right? We don't carry our bodies from Earth when we leave the physical plane. That's all crap. That's garbage. Okay? That's part of the matrix. We're a ball of light. Have you ever seen some video footage, not AI'd and not CGI'd, but just regular, someone taking a video footage of balls of light flying low over fields on Earth, carving through the heat of the energy, carving messages in those fields, crop circles, right? Carving messages. Now, most of us don't even understand those messages. We have no clue what they are. Usually they're of a planetary, they're of a solar system. They're carved out. They show the planets. They show planetary orbits and everything. They're communication. So one might say, so what are you saying? Those are spirits, souls, gods that are communicating with material, physical beings. It's us, okay? And remember, we don't really have any memory, so we're kind of floating around in amnesia. But this is actually what is happening, okay? They're not from another planet or another. They're not another species. They're us communicating with the gods that are in a physical, material life who have amnesia. So what do? You do symbols to see if you can communicate with them, right? And that's what those really are. Now, not all of them, mind you, but it's a form of communication. And nobody's, they don't share that with the population of the planet. Some know that. It's not a secret. But the majority of the population doesn't know that. Other things. So we're in a discovery role, and we've been in a discovery role for a very long time, and now the discovery is exposing the untruths and what this planetary population, this particular species on the outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy in this solar system, the truth. Isn't that what we seek deep down? The truth of the bodies. We'll take the bodies first, start off with. And then eventually you find out where you, the God, came from. That's a biggie. So while in physical material form, some of us discover that, who and what we are in these bodies, why we're really here. What are we here for, really? To enjoy life, physical material life, but not take it seriously. To truly not take it seriously. To enjoy it. And also to create it. To lay it out for ourselves exactly the way we want it, with a little bit of excitement and flavor thrown in for good measure. We're the creators. We're not the servants of some omnipotent power. We are the omnipotent power. And we are the creators. That's going to begin to sink real deep for many who have chosen to step into heart-mindedness, the now, the present moment. Because a lot of people won't get there. That's not a big deal. It's not a race. We have infinity. So they'll just keep reincarnating until they get it. Now, question arises that, okay, so we go into fifth dimension. We go from third to fourth to fifth. Right? Fourth is kind of an adjustment between the two to kind of prepare yourself for fifth. And you don't stay in fourth for any long period of time. So you move from, some people are in fourth. They don't know it, but they are. Because everybody's concentrating on the fifth dimension. So the fourth allows you to adjust, get acclimated, then move to fifth. And so when they reincarnate, will they reincarnate on a fifth dimensional Earth, or will they reincarnate in a third dimensional Earth and then sooner or later figure it out? Well, it's about experience. Okay? But will we have children in fifth dimensional Earth? Yes. And gods will come in to the physical form and experience a fifth dimensional life and learn and experience. Because it doesn't, see, we're always learning and experiencing all the time. That's what it's about. And through the learning and experiencing, through thousands and millions and billions and trillions of years, this is how we're able to create vast universes of all sorts. This one, it happens to be a holographically generated universe. Okay? Others are negatives. You know, like I said before, when people were photographers, they would have negatives, right? And they'd have a dark room, and then they would put it in solution, and they would hang it up to dry. And that's how they created pictures. Okay? Well, there's universes like that. Reverse field. Everything appears to be like on a negative when you look at a negative. That's the world. There are other universes that are liquid, literally liquid. So when you travel through the vastness of space in those universes, you're actually traveling through liquid. Right? I mean, there are you would not ever run out of universes in different forms, because there's trillions of different forms of universes, and they're never ending. They don't end. They just connect. Some people call it a metaverse, multiple verses, but they're all connected just like we are. So all the universes are connected, but you have different versions of universes. Then we have uncountable dimensions, right? Because we do have uncountable dimensions. And then we have numerous parallel universes. It's amazing, right? So we're on this planet. Anybody that says life is boring needs to check out for the neck up. They're really confused because they're focused on all the things they don't want, and they're just mired in it year after year, lifetime after lifetime. And yeah, it would look like, oh, this is boring. I don't like this. And then, of course, they create something that shakes it up. It shakes it up. You ever had that happen to you? Where, things are just pretty much ho-hum drum in your life, and they have been for a long time. And something happens that totally turns it upside down. And your whole life shifts. What you used to do, you don't do anymore. The whole way of living completely shifts. Plus, your gratitude factor goes way up. Even if it was high to begin with, it goes even higher. You view things so much differently and value things so much differently. If you want to do something because you will enjoy it, do it. Do not put it off because ego mind, worry, stress, fear, concerned about this, if I do this and what's going to happen over here. Do it. Enjoy it. See, most of us are so frightened through ego mind that we negate things that we would really like to do, to enjoy for ourselves. It doesn't matter what others think. It matters what you're going to enjoy and what you want to enjoy. Period. And you do this through heart-mindedness, not ego mind. Ego mind is the trasher. Ego mind trashes things that you really would like to do, but it brings in all these negatives and worries and insecurities and projects. It projects. wow, if I do this, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen in so many months here? And then we create that for ourselves, and then we experience it. And then we can't figure out why we'd experience that. Like if someone says they knew, they should have. I knew this was going to happen. See? I shouldn't have done that. I knew this was going to happen. Because they created it for themselves. Rather than saying, I'm enjoying this. This is great. But people don't, they bend back. They negate it because of fear, worry of the future. Not the now, the future. The future kills the now. Most of us live in the future. Not so much the past, but a lot the future. Worry, stressing, and fearing about all kinds of stuff that never happen and most likely don't happen. Isn't that amazing? So we keep ourselves kind of like in a catch-22. We aren't going to do it. I'm not going to do that. Oh, no, because I got this, and this. I'm not going to do that. It's nuts. So then you realize that the whole factor of it is that it's you. You're the orchestrator. You're everything. Oh, I thought God did that for me. No, you're everything. You are the God. You are the creator. Something isn't creating it for you. You're creating it. Yeah. You're in quiet time in this meditation, so you're in total silence, and you're in heart mind. You're in the now, moment to moment, and you're focused on your breath. You say to the universe, I really desire this. I want this. And you do it in detail. And you leave it alone. And it manifests. Okay? We're here to enjoy things, not to fight or be upset, irritable, stressed, filled with anxiety. And then by the time we hit 80 or 90, we're done. Because of all that excess that we didn't even need to create for ourselves. Instead of living, you imagine when you live in peace and joy, you live a lot longer. You really do. And you learn how to heal yourself. And so you heal yourself. So it's a big open, it's like opening a little door, a little teeny door that you could barely fit in. And then when you get inside, it's endless, huge, massive. And you just enter that little teeny door. You had to bend down, go in there. And you look out and go, wow, I can't even see the other end of this place. And we create the magic. We are the magic, right? That's why I say at the ending of these meditations, open your heart and allow the magic to flow in. We are the magic, the God, the creators. We're here to, doesn't it make sense? We're here to enjoy our lives? Sure, we experience, we create things, but we're here to enjoy them. Enjoy our lives. Look at how short they are. You know, I see people leaving the body in their late 20s on this planet. It's ridiculous because of ignorance. I join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath, rising and falling. Do you know why there is so much suffering in this world? Because everyone, is over-identified with their thoughts and wrapped up in the ego, an illusionary limited identity. And this ego trip gets in the way of knowing yourself to be a divine, flowing source of love. Of love. Sweetness and joy. Drop whatever knowledge you have that is causing you to cling to your ego. Stop reacting and start to consciously allow life's natural, intelligent, and conscious loving energy to flow through you. You are divine essence itself. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, the following morning. We'll return here Wednesday, October 22, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call, and after 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our time for change call. Be gentle, kind, generous, humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within you nor outside of you. Open your heart, allow the magic to flow in